Good morning, Chanchal, Shubhankar, Kirti, Diksha. Give me a second. Fine. Good morning, everyone. Diksha, Kirti, Shubhankar, Chanchal, Shubham. Welcome to the class. So this is the another class for your organizational theory, structure and design. and we are going to start the theories today. So as I told you in the previous session, the theories, there can be three types of theories, right? Let me write it properly. So we have theories. Classical, neoclassical, modern. Under classical, we are going to study scientific management or scientific approach, then bureaucracy, third one we would be doing administrative. In neoclassical, we are going to study the human relation theory, Elton Mayo's Hawthorne experiment. Modern May, we will be studying system and your contingency. Now, let me make you understand as organizational theory why we are studying these theories at or as organized. So now first thing is, what do you mean by theories which are organizational theories? It says that when you are constructing an organization, when you are designing an organization, which theories you are following. So it can be the classical theory, means you are the one who believe in the classical approach, you are the one who believe in the neoclassical approach, or you are the one who believe in the modern approach. So there can be the people who are using the scientific method of framing or forming the organizational structure. There can be bureaucratic organizations, the organization which completely rely on the rules and regulations, and there can be administrative where the functions plays very important role. Now, before we move to this three basic types or further different types of the theories, let's understand the characteristic, why they are called as classical or why they are called as neoclassical and why they are called as modern. The classical theories of the organization are the most traditional way of organizing, or the most traditional theories of the organization. These theories, the authors who are associated with this is F.W. Taylor, who has given the scientific management, Max Weber, bureaucracy theory, okay, James Murray, again the scientific, ELFF Beach, scientific followers of, they are the followers of scientific theory, Lewis Allen. Other than this, administrative mein Henry Fayol. These all are the one who actually focused or believed on an organization which is classical in nature. Now, classical in nature means what? A theory which follows the classical approach believes that organization are mechanistic structure. Mechanistic structure says everything, every job, every position, every department here is well defined as per the rules and regulation. So if I am given certain job, there would be well defined duties and responsibilities. The hierarchy would be properly defined, that whom I am reporting. So defined relationship, who is a manager, who is a junior. Power, the authority would be distributed properly. Objectives would be, goals would be clear, defined, smart goals, and the roles are formals. Communication are formal communication. Everything, every written way. Formal is everything is with it, authentic, which is authentic, which is communicated in a written way. So these are the classical features of the classical theories. So any of the organization which is using a classical approach will follow the rules and regulation, will have defined jobs and responsibilities. So in this classical theory, we have bureaucracy, administrative, and scientific management. First came scientific, then came bureaucracy, then came administrative. So let's start with your key features of all this thing, and then we would be moving detailed. So first is scientific management. Taylor. F.W. Taylor. The theory is also called as scientific management or a Taylorism. What did F.W. Taylor say or said? That everything which is happening in the organization is possible to standardize. It is possible. So management, when the people are involved in management, a manager should know what is to be done, how it is to be done, and who are the people who would be doing it. And this, what is to be done, how is to be done, and who are the people who would be doing it, when you are aware, is a scientific approach. What is science? Science says if the earth is rotating, if sun is rising, there is a particular reason. There are the activities, there are the fact which happens, which occur, and because of which the phenomena occurs. So scientific management says that if you give your employees money, they will perform. That is true. That is what the scientific management says, that everything is proved, everything is standardized. That is the scientific management approach of the Taylor. So he focuses on task specialization. What does he say? That if there is an HR person or he is a marketing person, assign him according to his efficiency, his expertise. Why you are asking the marketing person to do HR work? Definitely he won't be able to do it because he don't know. So when you know that the person is HR specialized, expertise into it, give him that work. Task specialization. Standardize the work process. Everything will have a standard time, standard way of doing it. So recruitment, when it is done in a certain process, will give you the output. When you follow certain procedure, it will give you output. When you are doing a recruitment, if you do unnecessary motions, unnecessary steps, it will ruin the work. So it's better to have a standardized process. Efficiency and productivity should be focused on. Pay your employee. Good. It's good to pay your employee, but pay your employee as per their productivity and efficiency. Because if you are going to pay everyone equally, the one who is not efficient, means one who is not able to complete the work in time, will never think about putting the extra effort. So pay them as per the efficiency and their productivity. They will work. Time and motion studies, this says A, B, C, D. 4 people. He takes average 8 hours, 7.5 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. On an average, by studying the time for repetitive work, you can identify what E should take. How much time E should take to complete the work. Motions. There are the activities. So the people, those who are efficient, those who are successfully performing the good, successfully performing the work, there are the activities which are efficient activity, motions which are useful motion. Follow them. Avoid unnecessary movement, avoid unnecessary motion. तो साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट थ्योरी ये कहती है कि हर चीज को करने का एक साइंटिफिक तरीका है. हर एक एम्प्लॉय को, वर्कर को, अगर आप स्पेशलाइजेशन के हिसाब से काम प्रोवाइड करेंगे, स्टैंडर्डाइज वर्क डिफाइन करेंगे, तो आपको वर्क का आउटपुट मिलेगा. एंड एफिशिएंसी और प्रोडक्टिविटी के बेसिस पे सैलरी दीजिए. बिकॉज अगर आप उनको भी वही सेम सैलरी देंगे जो काम अपना टाइम पे नहीं करते हैं, उनको कभी कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ेगा. और जो मेहनत करते हैं, दे वुड बी डिमोटिवेटेड, राइट? सो दिस इज द साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट थ्योरी. ब्यूरोक्रेसी. मैक्स वेबर said that a organization should be constructed or structured formally in an formal way. Formally means a person should be appointed at a given place on the basis of his skills, abilities, and knowledge, expertise. So one who is sitting at the manager's position should hold those expertise for it. Someone who is HR manager should have the specialization as an HR manager. And for this manager who is sitting as HR position should have proper authority, proper responsibility, and the moment he leaves the organization or this position, he leaves that authority. So if you are placing someone at A, let's say A, B, C are three people, they are there for manager's position. You should place one among them who is efficient enough, experienced enough for that position. On the basis of expertise, put them on the position. Not just because you like B. It has to be impersonal. कोई personal relationship नहीं चलेगा. For doing each and everything, there has to be rules and regulation. Laws, regulation, rules. If there is any procedure, sales procedure, recruitment procedure, they should be fixed. And each one have to follow those. There has to be clear division of labor. Clear division of labor, specialization. Everyone should be allotted the work on the basis of specialization. Bureaucracy, bureaucratic means somewhere which is impersonal. There is no favoritism. Everything is basis of your expertise, knowledge, skills, and abilities. Given by Max Weber. Administrative theory given by Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol says, as in management, there are certain functions. He defined functions, 5 functions that we are going to study. And these functions need to be followed. He has given that different departments have different work. He says that there has to be division of work. Divide the work. Don't allot everything to the single person. Plan, organize, lead, and control the things. So it is all about administration, administer. It is all about managing. It is making sure that you are following the principle of administration, that unity of command and division of work, principle of administration. Clear? These are the 3 broad characteristics of the 3 types of classical theory. Now, let's move to the bureaucracy theory. Bureaucratic, समझ में आया? जहां पे the main focus is your fixed rules and regulation, formal relationship, no informal relationship, which is totally focused on structured, clearly defined roles, no favoritism, and impersonality. No favoritism. You are hiring someone for certain position because that position is being deserved by him, not because you like him, not because he has been your friend, right? So bureaucracy, a system of organization where role, task, and relationship are clearly defined, controlled by formal authority. Formal authority says there would be a person sitting at the top. It is not the lower people, or it is not decentralized. You are not giving everyone the power to make the decision. It is top concentrated, authority concentrated. Purpose of bureaucracy is to increase the efficiency, precision, bring the stability. When you know that these are the ways, these are the rules, these are my defined job, it is stable. The certainty is there. मुझे पता है कि मुझे करना क्या है. या कोई भी पर्सन अगर HR है, उसके रोल्स डिफाइंड है, उसको पता है उससे करना क्या है, उससे क्या एक्सपेक्टेड है, कितने टाइम में करना है, किसको रिपोर्ट करना है, क्या अचीव करना है, क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैं, क्या मेथड यूज करने हैं, कितना टारगेट है, कितना टाइम पीरियड अवेलेबल है, क्या मशीन्स अवेलेबल है, क्या रिसोर्सेस अवेलेबल. जब ये प्रॉपरली डिफाइंड होंगे, it won't have uncertainty. It is certain, stable. A discipline is there. No hosh-posh. No coerce. And reliable. You can rely on management. Factors for the growth. Modern organization and corporations require bureaucracy. Technical knowledge and technology demand structured management. Capitalism played a key role in expanding the bureaucracy. Capitalism is a core of business in bureaucracy. Capitalism says a complete decision-making authority is with the employer. Advantage. Provided a structured and efficient approach to management. Ensure clarity in the roles and responsibilities. Reduces favoritism and arbitrariness. No favoritism because it's impersonal. Anyone A, B, C, B is put or given the position because he has knowledge, he has expertise, not because you have good relationship with him. And there is always a consistency in decision making. So either A is manager, B is manager, C is manager, either of them sitting at the manager position, when you have defined roles and responsibilities, there is an consistency. Consistently, you would be following the rules and regulation and decision would be consistent. Disadvantage, very rigid. There is no innovation, no flexibility. Though it avoids uncertainty, but sometimes changes are necessary. So this is very rigid and inflexible. Slow decision because formal procedure. If I am the one, there is one, my boss, his boss, then again at the top. So it will take time for the decision making. Can lead to over regular and inefficiency. When I am too much controlled, when always there is something to be followed, I am overburdened. And this overburden will reduce my efficiency because every time I am being controlled, observed, won't allow me to freely work and innovate. And yes, of course, it lacks human touch and adaptability. Here, no role of human emotions, no role of human motivation. All rules and regulation. Characteristic of bureaucracy. Here, division of labor and specialization is followed, means the jobs are clearly defined and each and every individual are assigned with the jobs as per their specialization, as per their competencies. Means as per their knowledge, skills and abilities, they are assigned the job. And they have clearly defined that as a recruiter, you are going to do this. As an analytics, you are going to do this. As a engaged employment engagement executive, you are going to do this. Hierarchy. There is a clear chain of command. Who is senior, who is junior. Seniority and merit. And the merit, or rather you can say the seniority or the higher position to the employees are given on their merit, on the performance basis, not on personal basis. If you're performing good, so promotion is given to you on a performance basis. If you're efficient, you would be promoted. Rules and regulation. The rules are consistent, abstract, no favoritism. Rationality. Decisions are made logical, not random. Logical based on facts, based on facts, figures. So they are logically made. Impersonality, no place for personal whims or biasness. All and everything is professional. Rule orientation, employees must follow clearly defined rules in all the work related matter. Neutral, no political, no politics. So anyone who is assigned the work have to do the work. No political influence. No political influence means no upper. So this is like no people with the holding the high power will be targeting the lower people, or they are going to threaten the lower people. They are going to give them any kind of benefit to do their work. No, this is politically neutral. ठीक है? Moving to the next theory. ब्यूरोक्रेटिक थ्योरी सभी को क्लियर है? सभी को क्लियर है ब्यूरोक्रेटिक थ्योरी? ठीक है, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक याद रखेंगे, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक में क्वेश्चन आता है. तो अगर कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ब्यूरोक्रेटिक है, ठीक है, अब जब हम इसको ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से रिलेट करेंगे तो अगर कोई ब्यूरोक्रेटिक है, इसका मतलब क्या, वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कैसी होगी? इम्पर्सनल होगी, जो रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन फॉलो करेगी. Administrative theory given by Henry Fayol. Objective, Henry Fayol have focused that management of the people is identifying the functions of the management. So he focuses on systematic analysis of management functions and role of manager in the organization. Key focus studied the functions of management in order to increase the efficiency. So he is not focusing on increasing the productivity or standardizing the work. He is not focusing on coming up with the standard work to increase the efficiency. Rather than he says the work should be done efficiently, the output would be automatically standardized. अगर आप अपने वर्कर की एफिशिएंसी नहीं, अगर मैनेजमेंट अपने फंक्शंस एफिशिएंटली करेंगे, ऑटोमेटिकली जो आउटपुट होगा स्टैंडर्डाइज होगा. He proposed that there would be an universal management approach. Important. He has divided, ये PYQ एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आता है. He has divided the business activities into 6 main types: technical, commercial, financial, security, accounting, and administrative and managerial. By hearted. Please do understand, I am giving you very, very simple and summarized notes. If you are going to understand the concept behind this, and if you are going to learn these notes, definitely you will be able to answer the questions. He has given 5 main functions: planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating, controlling. So this is again important, being asked in exam, POC3. He has focused on training. According to him, the management skills can be taught. You can train your employees. You can educate them about the skills of management, how to manage people. Okay? So according to him, the higher level managers should know administrative skills, means cost effective work. Resources are available on time. Administration is very, very important. And for the lower level management, technical, they need to be specialized. Criticism is what? Considered vague and pro management bias. Why vague? No clear rules and regulations are here. No roles are defined. It just focuses on functions. And there is no empirical, means no experienced with validation. There is no proof, no history which says that if any manager who performs all the functions of the management efficiently will actually result into productivity. There are 14 principles of management given by Fayol: division of work, specializations, work assigned on the basis of expertise, authority and responsibility. Managers should be having an authority, that is, they have the power to give the order, but they should take the responsibility also for the outcome. So if they are giving the order, make sure the output are there. Discipline, clear rules and compliance for smooth functioning. Unity of command says every boss or subordinate, there one boss, one subordinate. Order should come from only one place. Unity of direction. Everyone in the organization is putting in coordinated effort in order to achieve one goal. So they all are moving in one direction. Subordinate to individual interest. This says instead of focusing on individual goals, managers should help the employees to prioritize the organization goals over their personal interest. पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट को फोकस ना करके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के गोल्स पे फोकस करना चाहिए. रेमरेशन ऑफ द पर्सनल, whatever salary, wages, remuneration you are giving to an employee should be fair and incentivize the employee. मतलब ऐसी सैलरी दो उनको मोटिवेटेड फील हो काम करने के लिए. Centralization, decision making is concentrated at the top, moving downwards. Scalar chain, proper hierarchy defined. Order, everything has order, everything has a place. This is HR department, so this is people are going to sit here. This files are of HR, this files of market, so everything is in order. Proper placement of people and material. Equity, everyone should be treated equally. Stability of tenure, you should show the job security to your employees for better performance. Make a stable tenure. ऐसा नहीं है hire and fire, no. Initiative, allow your employees to initiate, come up with the new ideas. Spirit de corpus, team spirit, work in a team together, coordinated, integratively. So team spirit. That was your Henry Fayol's contribution. Moving to scientific management theory. Clear? Sabhi ko clear hai? I don't know, why don't you reply me? Am I so boring? एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव क्लियर है, ब्यूरोक्रेटिक क्लियर है. वी विल बी मूविंग टू साइंटिफिक. Once we complete the theories, we are going to do different types of organizational structure and the process of organizational design models. Okay, moving to scientific management theory given by F.W. Taylor. He is known as father of scientific management. Henry Fayol, known as the father of human father of management is Henry Fayol. Father of modern management is P.F. Ducker. ठीक है, ये याद रखना है. Bureaucratic, father of bureaucracy is Max Weber. F.W. Taylor is father of scientific management. So given and developed by F.W. Taylor, others associated with it. Objective was to scientifically determine the best method of performing the task. Scientifically का मतलब सिंपल ये होता है कि अगर मैं कहूं ना कोई चीज, अगर आसमान रेनबो है तो रेनबो दिखने का एक रीजन है और वो फैक्चुअल है, वो होता है इसलिए रेनबो है. इसी तरीके से साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट कहता है कि हर काम को करने का एक तरीका है और उस तरीके से अगर किया जाएगा तो वो काम अच्छे से होगा. ठीक है, तो अगर कोई एचआर में है तो एचआर से रिलेटेड एक्सपर्टीज वाले को ही वो काम दो, क्योंकि उसे नॉलेज होती है, उसको पता होता है कि इस टर्म का मतलब क्या है, इस प्रोसेस का मतलब क्या है. So, scientific management is to identify scientifically the best method of performing the task, even selecting, training, and motivating the workers for their efficiency scientifically. Focus. Increasing the productivity through time and motion studies. Standardize the work method of efficiency and cost reduction. Establish the fair wage system based off the productivity. अभी ना मैं एक स्टोरी बताती हूँ आपको. बेसिकली टेलर वॉज वर्किंग एट बेथलेहम वेस्टर्न इलेक्ट्रिक्स industry Bethlehem. Now what happened at that industry, there was a effect called as shouldering was happening or going on in that industry. What is shouldering? When the workers were intentionally working at the slow pace, जानबूझकर कुछ वर्कर्स धीरे काम कर रहे थे स्लो पेस पे. द रीजन वॉज दे बिलीव कि आज ही सारा काम कर लेंगे तो कल के लिए कुछ बचेगा नहीं, क्योंकि दे वेर वर्कर्स एंड दे वेर वरीड दे नीड अ जॉब एवरी डे. सो दे वेर वरीड कि अगर हम आज ही काम खत्म कर देंगे तो कल के लिए कुछ काम बचेगा नहीं, कल पैसे मिलेंगे नहीं. सो दे ऑल द वर्कर्स वे आर डूइंग द वर्क स्लो इंटेंशनली. What did F.W. Taylor do? F.W. Taylor came and introduced wage differential for increasing the efficiency. Wage differential का मतलब उन्होंने क्या किया? F.W. Taylor said, one who is efficient, यानी दिए गए समय पे काम खत्म करता है, should be given high rates of wages. And one who is not efficient, यानी दिए गए समय पे जो काम खत्म नहीं कर पाता है, उसको लो रेट्स ऑफ वेजेस देने चाहिए. मतलब अगर मैंने 8 घंटे के काम के लिए हर घंटे का 100 रुपया तय किया है, जो एम्प्लॉय 8 घंटे में काम खत्म कर लेगा उसको 100 रुपया पर आवर मिलेगा. लेकिन जो 8 घंटे में काम नहीं खत्म करता है, 9 घंटे लगते हैं, 10 घंटे लगते हैं, काम नहीं खत्म किया ना आपने 8 घंटों में, तो आपको आपकी एफिशिएंसी कम है. तो जितना 100 रुपए के बजाय आप जितना टाइम, मतलब उसका एक रेट डिसाइडेड होता है. एक होता है आपका 80%, एक होता है 120%. 120%, 100 का 120% अगर आपने काम सही टाइम पे किया, और 80% यानी अगर आप 9 घंटे या 10 घंटे लगा रहे हो, स्टैंडर्ड टाइम में नहीं कर रहे, तो 100 के बजाय केवल 80 रुपए पर आवर आपको पैसा मिलेगा. तो उन्होंने क्या किया कि एफिशिएंट मतलब प्रोडक्ट एफिशिएंसी की बेसिस पे पैसे दो, सबको बराबर पैसे मत दो, तो वो जानबूझ के ऐसे ही काम करते रहेंगे. As soon as this efficiency वाला wage differential was introduced, there was an increase in productivity. उसने देखा या मैनेजमेंट ने देखा कि प्रोडक्टिविटी तो इंक्रीज हो रही है, लोग एफिशिएंटली काम कर रहे हैं, जो लोग नहीं काम कर रहे हैं उनको हम कम पैसे दे रहे हैं. तो ये केस हुआ था. एंड ही बिलीव्ड while you are doing this efficiency there has to be a scientific way. ऐसे ही नहीं. सो एफिशिएंटली कौन काम करेगा? जिसको पता है एफिशिएंटली, ही नोज द वे ऑफ डूइंग थिंग्स. ठीक है. टाइम और मोशन स्टडीज, यानी टाइम स्टडी, यानी ABCD, 4 लोग ऑन एन एवरेज कितना टाइम लगाते हैं किसी भी काम को करने के लिए, आप E और F के लिए वैसे डिसाइड कर सकते हैं. मोशन स्टडी यानी इसमें से जो एफिशिएंटली काम करते हैं वो ऐसी कौन सी एक्टिविटीज करते हैं, कौन सी मोशंस करते हैं कि उनका काम जल्दी खत्म होता है, उनको स्टडी करो. सो दैट इज यू आर आइडेंटिफाइंग दोज मूवमेंट एंड देन स्टैंडर्डाइजिंग द वर्क. तो जब आप स्टडी करके स्टैंडर्डाइज करते हो मतलब एक साइंस है, साइंटिफिक वे है. टेलर्स अप्रोच रिप्लेस ट्रायल एंड एरर. ट्रायल एरर मतलब नहीं, ट्राई और एरर करके नहीं, साइंटिफिक एनालिसिस. पहले देखो, ये स्टडी करो ये चीज, एंड देन उनको असाइन करो ई और एफ को काम. ठीक है. एनकरेज प्रोडक्टिविटी बेस्ड डिफरेंशियल रेट सिस्टम आई एक्सप्लेन्ड यू. एम्फसाइज द एफिशिएंसी कुड बी इंप्रूव्ड थ्रू साइंटिफिक स्टडी. इनका कहना था कि साइंटिफिक मेथड को यूज करके आप एफिशिएंसी इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं. प्रिंसिपल्स: साइंटिफिक वर्क स्टैंडर्ड, साइंटिफिक सिलेक्शन एंड ट्रेनिंग, डिवीजन ऑफ वर्क. अगेन डिवीजन ऑफ वर्क यानी जो काम है उसको डिवाइड करें. क्लियर डिस्टिंक्शन बिटवीन मैनेजमेंट एंड दी वर्कर्स. डिवाइड करो काम को. पूरा बर्डन मैनेजमेंट पे नहीं होना चाहिए, पूरा बर्डन वर्कमैन पे नहीं होना चाहिए. एंड responsibility, authority should be given to the employer, responsibility should be given to employees also. Both employee and employer should work in harmony, cooperatively. Conflicting interest से काम नहीं होगा, cooperation से काम होगा. Technique given by scientific management: time study, I have explained you, measuring the time required for each task. Motion study, eliminating unnecessary motion. Standardization, हर काम को करने के लिए, चाहे वो टूल हो, इक्विपमेंट हो, रॉ मटेरियल हो, वर्किंग कंडीशन हो, दैट नीड टू बी स्टैंडर्डाइज. इंसेंटिव, डिफरेंशियल पे सिस्टम इंट्रोड्यूस किया था. फोरमैन, फंक्शनल फोरमैनशिप यानी देयर हैज टू बी अ स्पेशलाइज्ड सुपरवाइजर. एवरी इंडिविजुअल वर्क शुड हैव अ सुपरवाइजर हु इज स्पेशलाइज्ड इनटू इट. मुझे अगर एक सुपरवाइजर मिलेगा जो कंटिन्यूअसली मुझे सुपरवाइज कर रहा है, ट्रेन कर रहा है, अकॉर्डिंग टू टेलर, इट विल इंक्रीज द एफिशिएंसी. कंट्रीब्यूशन, साइंटिफिक मेथड इन मैनेजमेंट, use the data driven decision making scientific method. Separation of planning and execution. Planning is the responsibility of manager, execution is the work of the employees, worker. Maximizing employer and employer benefit, win-win approach, harmony and cooperation. Mental revolution, employee should understand employer, employer should understand employee. So instead of focusing on individual goals, they need to understand each other together. Merits: increased productivity, specialized and division of labor, efficient use of resources, minimum waste is there, unnecessary cost is removed, professional management system. Criticism: overemphasis on the efficiency, no human role. This is also called as machine error. क्यों machine error? According to scientific management or FW Taylor, humans or workers are just a cog to the machine. Cog मतलब एक part है, and they are the only resources to get the work done. उनका दिमाग नहीं चलाना है, so they are completely ignoring the human aspect. Assumes workers are lazy, so you need to threaten them. Ignores social and psychological note. Completely ignores and focuses on monetary benefit. पैसे दो, काम कराओ. They don't focuses that they have their own psychological social requirement. कहीं ना कहीं पे they need appreciation, they need recognition, they need social status. This is completely ignored. Anti-democratic. Anti-democratic is no workers, so basically here workers are totally dependent on the employer. Unfair competition among the workers, they are just working on what? Increase the productivity. Every employee is different, every employee have different skills, those are completely ignored. So there is an unhealthy competition. Trade union opposition, laborers criticize that unions are autocratic and exploitative. क्योंकि फोकस प्रोडक्टिविटी पे है, तो ट्रेड यूनियन भी यही चाहती है कि एम्प्लॉयज और केवल एम्प्लॉयज प्रोडक्टिविटी पे फोकस करें, नो पर्सनल थिंग, सो दे फील दे आर एक्सप्लॉइटेटिव. ठीक है, दैट वाज योर क्लासिकल approach or the theory, organizational theory. Am I clear? Fine. Next is neoclassical. We will be doing it in next class. ठीक है. Next two theories we would be doing in next class.